Hello, dear friends. Now, at the time of this recording, yesterday I finally went to go and see Captain Marvel in theatres. Why on earth did it take me this long? But I'm really happy that I did. If you wanted to know what they did for Stan Lee, it was the most unique tribute I've ever seen in a movie. Usually they would do a thank you at the end of the movie, like what they did for Beauty and the Beast, which was a really sweet message. If you know the current Marvel logo that is specifically in front of the MCU series of movies, you know that they have Captain America, Iron Man, War Machine, Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Ultron, as all all of that. They actually switched it out for Stan Lee cameos, and yes, I have to say I was in tears seeing that. And then it started off with a thank you, Stan. I thought that was so well put together, and I really think that was so unique. This particular movie sort of reminds me of how they handled Doctor Strange. What do I mean by that is, this is the second new character they have brought that's not been introduced in a original movie, except for maybe Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and the Hulk had their own movies. This sort of reminds me, goes back to that, where it was an origin story. They haven't done one of those in a while, and this was so well done together. This is also makes it the first ever female-led MCU. And I think they pulled it off so well. The actor that they've got, Brie Larson, really held her own against Samuel L. Jackson. She really did hold her own against Nick Fury. And for me to say that was so well done. This is actually set in 95. This is actually I think this is meant to be the second movie, if you're going to do it in chronological order. So this is really set back in time. It had a lot of the music from that era. Had like No Doubt, had What a Babe, What a Man. It was so a capsule of 95. It was so well done together. I'm actually a child of the 90s. I was born in 99. So this had a lot of nostalgia, including Blockbuster. So younger kids would go, what the heck is she fell into? It's a video store. I still remember going into those and picking out DVDs, picking out VHSs. I still remember what a VHS is. And she is so strong, Carol Danvers, that I think when she meets the rest of our heroes, she will definitely have her own strength. We did see a little bit of that in an extra scene that was put towards a mid-credit scene, that I think she will come across very strong in the way she holds herself. I think she's gonna be a powerhouse once she meets Iron Man and all of the other heroes, I think she's going to really hold her own. This movie had a lot of actors that I actually knew. Of course, I mentioned Samuel. Jude Law, the fourth, yes, you heard me right, fourth actor from the Sherlock Holmes sort of series of stories to be part of the MCU. Who else am I referring to? Of course, you have Robbie Downey Jr., which played his Sherlock. You have Benedict Cumberbatch, who is also Sherlock Holmes in the BBC's version of Sherlock, and Morgan Freeman, who also is in Sherlock, who plays Watson. So it's a little funny knowing that background. And also we see again Lee Pierce, and also if you remember from Guardians of the Galaxy, one of the soldiers that went after Peter Quill for that weird silver ball, he is also in this. Now we also have the delightful Annette Bening, who I actually know from The Kids All Right, or The Kids Are All Right. Ironically, that actually has an MCU actor in it, Mark Ruffalo, before he went green and hulky. And of course you see Clark Gregg, who, if you remember from the Avengers, who's still currently sitting on in the Avengers Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series. And can I just say, the work they did for Samuel and Clark was so well done. You could really tell that this technology that they sort of developed for X-Men 3, wow. And you also saw a little bit of this technology in Iron Man 3. When they de-aged Robbie, they definitely used this same tech for Sam and Clark, because you could really tell that they were younger, so well put together. And it's so great to see actors I've seen in this movie. And I think this is definitely going to hit on some cosmic sort of storyline, which this would be the second sort of cosmic story, if you consider also the Guardians, which is also a bit of an origin story. This is sort of, I would classify this as part of the galaxy in one, and there's a great sort of, I could see a sequel from 95, for what she's been doing from 95 until whenever they've set the end game. What the heck has she been doing? That would be a great way to go into a Captain Marvel sequel to see what she's been doing. This also had a set of creatures we've never seen before, which was the Crawl, which are green, like they can change their appearance. I don't think really their voice, but their appearance. Similar to Mystique, if you know her from the X-Men movies. Very similar idea to Mystique. But they're alien, she's a mutant. So a little bit of that same sort of idea. And the way they blended that into the story was so well done. And I think they will go, that particular idea will definitely go far. And will they add those elements into the MCU? Would be great to see. If we actually meet any other members of that race, that'd be great to see. So I've got so many ideas for a sequel for this particular movie. It all depends on, I know that this is successful, even though I'm saying it towards the end of the run. Will they do another movie in this particular franchise? I would love to see it. She was a bit of a wild card for me going into Endgame. I had never even heard of Captain Marvel before this movie was when this movie was originally announced. Similar to like the Guardians and Doctor Strange, I had never really heard of these particular characters, but she's definitely going to be a strong force, especially with how she's connected specifically to the gems. Her connection to the gems will definitely be seeing a lot of that. I'm not really giving much of a spoiler, but she has a unique perspective on a gemstone, or an infinity gem, that we know already from the rest of the MCU. I know for a fact that this movie was so well put together, and I really think that this would be a bit of a launching pad, and hopefully it does. Hopefully I might have mentioned this before. This movie would definitely be going in my Blu-ray, and if I can find it steelbooks, even better. This is definitely going in my collections. My thoughts for Endgame. After seeing what I know and what I've seen so far of Endgame, I think this is going to blow a lot of expectations. And I already know that possibly 2 characters are definitely going to be on the chopping block. Chris Evans has said that he is saying goodbye to the franchise, and I do know that Robbie. How are they going to resolve those 2 characters will be really interesting. They were part of the founding sort of members of the Avengers. They are the founders. How are they going to deal with them stepping down will be really interesting to see. Will Eric Banner will the Hulk be seen? Will Bruce able to rage and get that green? That'll be a great sort of image to see, because we didn't really there was a bit of a conflict of interest within Dr. Banner. He didn't really want to come out, but Bruce wanted him to come out. That's a really good conflict in his storyline. How is him and Nat gonna resolve some issues that was brought up in the second Avengers movie? And I want to know why Clint has the look he has. Now, a theory that my sister and I have is something has happened to Clint's family. Now, the reason why we have that theory is because he is gone a lot darker in the trailers than what we've seen previously in Hawkeye. The reason why I'm thinking is that in the snap, his family was affected is because of the darkness that we've seen Clint. Anyone who has lost any members of a family would know grief can play some absolute havoc on people. So that's where my theory behind Clint's new wardrobe is really coming from, is because of Carol and his wife and his 3 children. I think they've been snapped. I really believe that. I will let you know when I see Endgame if that theory is correct. So we will see. And another question: how did Scott get out? That is I have no idea, because we do know in the last trailer that was shown at the start of the trailers for this movie shows Ant-Man out of the quantum realm. How did he get out? That is a question. I think possibly Iron Man has something to do with it. Either Iron Man or Carol. But all questions will be answered on the 15th of April, and about 2 weeks later, you will get my review. Yeah, I shall see you very soon. Ciao.